I have 4 combat tips that will elevate your gameplay in Zenless Zone Zero. These tips are more geared towards combat, as I said earlier. They are going to include a multitude of things. That being said, if these tips help you out, definitely help me out by dropping a like, sub, or a comment on the video. I definitely would appreciate it, and it does help out the channel with getting these videos pushed out to a wider audience, since we are hopping on to a new game. So we are in the training free room in Zenless Zone Zero. First things first, let me just say, this game having a training mode is like godsend in this game, to be honest, because this game, with it not looking so in depth, you can definitely just go into training mode and find things out for yourself. First things first, first tip, I want you guys to look on the screen and let me know if you notice anything really fast.
Hey idiots, I'm here. Copy that. Okay. Roger.
Are you seeing? I want you to look at the top left, notice my orientation of characters, and then look at which character I am switching into.
As you will.
Yes. If you did not know, you are able to switch to the previous character that you were using, or the previous character in your lineup, at will. So you can do things like this.
Get on. Yeah. There it goes. Time to act.
To get quick stuns using your support and your stunner. And with a character like Rina, for example, right? Rina wants to do skills or do hits so that she can keep her bang boos out on the field. And being able to swap cancel Rina and keep her out on the field by doing things like this.
Okay. Over here.
It allows you to keep her buff up indefinitely with the penetration and everything like that. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind when doing this is that you have to wait for the character to disappear off of the field, because if you don't, you will skip that character and go into whatever character is not currently on the field. So if I use Anby, for example, and I swap into Rina and then swap back into Anby, you'll see that Corin comes out instead of Anby, because Anby was still on the field. And Corin's the only character that's not on the field, so she's able to come out. So be sure that you are waiting for the character to disappear from the field. If you are going to do stuff like this, depending on what character you're using, characters like Bond do have long animations, so you may have to wait a little longer before you swap back into Bond if you're going to do this with someone like Bond Lycon, for example. For my second tip, I have, you're able to delay the actual chain attack if you swap off of the character before they do their skill, EX skill, or a heavy attack. Heavy attack being the last attack in their combo chain for the most part. This usually procs a chain attack. So let's say, for example, I'm on Anby. If I do her skill, swap over to Corin, I actually don't use the chain attack on Anby. And then when I swap back into Anby and do her heavy attack, I do the chain attack then. So the reason why this is useful is, let's say, for example, you're on Anby, right? And you're attacking an enemy. And let's say, for example, this enemy is not grouped and you want to go ahead and group them so that you're able to chain attack and hit a larger variety of enemies. The reason why you may want to do this is because characters like Rina do have a very good chain attack that is very good for grouping. But if a mob is not positioned right, you may have to reposition them. Now, you don't necessarily need to swap to keep this from happening. If you just dash cancel before the hit actually comes out, you can still keep it the same way. As you can see, you can still keep it the same way if you just dash cancel before the last hit actually hits. So as long as the last hit doesn't connect, you can still swap or still dash and cancel out and keep the chain attack from happening, which allows you to reposition the enemy or get in a better position yourself before you do your chain attack, so that you're able to hit more enemies in game modes like Hollow Zero, game modes like Shiyu Defense. So these next tips I have are character specific tips. They're going to elevate your gameplay with characters. However, I don't have every character in the game. I'm a very unlucky person when it comes to gacha games, so I did not get not one new character. So yeah, that's exactly how it goes. Yep, gachas don't like me, but it is what it is. So we're gonna go over the characters that I do have, for example, and just some of their combos. Combos are present in this game, similar to a fighting game. I know a lot of people have been saying, oh, I'm from the FGC, blah, 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 blah. But yes, this game is very similar to a fighting game with its combos. You can mash if you want and just do this the whole time and press skill whenever it's up. But if you want to make the most out of some characters that you may think are pretty bad at stunning, like for example Anby, become very good at stunning when you do combos. Now, what do I mean by this? If I go ahead and fight the Tearfang here, right, and I do the regular basic mashing combo, look how much stun that builds up. Now, I'm going to stun him and be back once her stun meter is gone, and I'll show you how much a full combo from Anby does actually stun an enemy. Now, I'm going to do a combo that I found with Anby, and this combo maxes every small enemy's stun bar and gives you a guaranteed chain attack for the most part in most cases. Now, this is the combo. Look at his stun bar. His stun bar is 97. Mind you, my Anby is not built. She doesn't have impact. She doesn't have anything that would increase her stun. If I was built for impact and had a little bit more impact, I would definitely be able to stun with one combo with Anby. Now, that is the combo playing optimally. What is the combo? The combo is basic, 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 skill, basic.
It's up to you. Thunder.
I'll show you again. Basic, 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 skill, basic. That is the combo with Anby that generates a lot more stun gauge. Now, she does have another combo if you don't do the skill, which is just her perfect timing combo. I'll show you how much stun that gives you. 72. So you get about the same amount of stun as doing her regular basic mashing combo. But when you add the skill in there, you actually get more stun, and he's just about ready for you to press skill one more time and stun him. Now, if you don't do the skill, you now have to press skill twice.
Time to act.
Now, something else with Anby is that her skill actually launches the enemy, and that you can use dash canceling to keep an enemy launched while you combo them.
Make a choice.
If the enemy is launched up in the air, they're obviously not attacking you.
It's up
But
to you.
yes, you can use dash canceling to keep the enemy up in the air. That being said, I think that these two tips make Anby a really good stunner. Let's move on to Corin now. Corin has a really, really long basic attack string. If we do the full thing, getting to this part right here, which is the main damage, like the end of her combo, takes quite a bit of time. However, you can dash and do her dash attack and skip a very large part of her combo string. So, with Corin, you have a couple options. You can either do this here if you want to just go ahead and do the full basic attack string. The full basic attack string does build quite a bit of physical anomaly, so that definitely does help with building physical anomaly if you're going for disorder. Or you can do her dash attack combo and skip a large majority of her basic attack string. This helps with Corin, helps with her DPS. She does do a lot more DPS when the enemy is stunned. The enemy is not stunned for a very long time though, so this definitely does help with getting that DPS out. If you don't have her enhanced EX skill, or if you don't have the ultimate on Corin, doing that dash attack string does definitely help with keeping her DPS up and make sure that you're not losing DPS if you don't have either one of those up. Now moving on to my last character, Rina. Rina has a lot of actual cool things in her kit, to be honest. She has a lot of things with switch tech that you're able to do. For example, with her EX skill, the EX skill is going to usually call the next character in line into the actual into the battle when you do her EX skill. However, if you press EX skill and then swap immediately, you can do her skill and get another character out on the field that's not the next character. Let's say, for example, the enemy was stunned and you just wanted to refresh Rina's EX skill so that you're able to get the penetration buff. You can just swap real quick into Rina, go ahead and do your skill, swap into the other character, your DPS, and then stay right into your DPS. This way that if you're on Rina and you do her EX skill, you don't necessarily have to swap into the next character if you swap fast enough. Now, that being said, she also has something pretty cool with her basic attack string. You can do this, and then if you hold it, you get a lot of stun doing that. So, one thing about Rina is that when you're doing her basic attack string while the Bang Boos are attacking, you're able to go ahead and hold your basic attack, and you can recall them back to you and do her big charge attack move and it works with her EX skill as well. It also works with her regular skill, and it also works with her basic attack chain. And this helps with stunning. It helps a lot with anomaly buildup as well. Like, this builds up quite a bit of anomaly. So you can go into Anby, get a quick stun or a quick shock, and then go into Corin, and then go ahead and get a quick sort of proc really fast. So yeah, it definitely does help with anomaly buildup. It helps with stunning. The only thing about it is that when you do her heavy attack, it does recall the bang boos. So they actually don't stay on the field. They actually get recalled back to her, and they leave the field. So you do want to keep that in mind when you're doing that. Make sure that you're only probably doing that like after you're about to get a shock and you're about to get a stun. It's very situational when you're doing stuff like that, and that's what I think makes this game very, very skill expression heavy. But that's it for that tip. If you did not watch that, I know that was a lot of yapping I just did for 3 characters that you probably don't even use or don't even have. But if you didn't watch that too long, didn't watch, basically tip number 3 is lab your characters, go into training mode, figure out what your characters can do, figure out cool things with your characters, and this will elevate your gameplay. That's tip number 3. Now, this next tip is going to be, oh, hold on, let me turn on the audio because it is going to get very loud. But this next tip is going to be similar to the first tip, but it's going to apply to perfect parrying and perfect assist. So, first things first, let me turn this guy off so he's not moving and attacking while I'm talking. You're going to have to wait, buddy. But, first things first. So, range characters are able to do like a nice slowdown effect when they go ahead and do their perfect assist. And melee characters are able to do parries when they do the perfect assist. The reason why this is very useful is because the melee characters usually have a longer perfect parry animation when they do their perfect parries, as well as they do have invulnerability frames the whole time they are doing this. Characters like Corin have very, very long perfect parry animations, which actually make her very, very good at doing stuff like this. So you can actually block with Corin, and then this whole thing here is invulnerable. Another thing that you'll notice here, right? Here's another thing that you'll notice, if I can get him to attack me so I can parry, is if I go ahead and swap over to Corin, and then if he attacks me again, he attacks me with the missile. That kind of sucks. But what I was going to show you is that if he was to attack me again, basically what I could do is you can do the same thing that you would normally do in the first tip I showed you, where you're able to swap back and forth between them. I should have a clip playing in the background somewhere of some gameplay or something showing you what I mean so you can see what I'm talking about. And that is it for me when it comes to 4 combat tips in ZZZ. If this video did help you out, definitely let me know. If it didn't, definitely let me know. I would like to know either way. I like to make a good video, so any feedback you do have for me would be greatly appreciated. If you have any other tips that will help out players, definitely drop it in the comment section, and I will definitely pin them so that people are able to see them. I do hope that you guys do definitely give ZZ a chance. As an action game fan, as a DMC player myself, immediately when I started playing the game, I felt that the combat was a little too smooth to be as easy as everyone made it seem. And I'm glad I kind of did stick with the game because I was able to find quite a bit that I did enjoy, or I do enjoy in the game. If that is the same for you too, then it's great. I hope ZZ does improve on the things that don't make it as good, like the TV system and stuff like that. But that's a video for another time. Thank y'all for watching. I'll catch y'all in the next video, and peace.